My sister and I are the victims of the false belief that black people can't feel pain as much as white people. Dr. Sims started this problem when he would experiment on enslaved black women by doing things such as giving them like DNCs or other reproductive surgeries and treatments without giving them any anesthesia. So he could perfect the technique. So when he did it to white women, then the result is like it helped them out medically. But they used black people, black women specifically, to experiment on. They did a study in 2016 where they asked a bunch of medical students, like basically something to the effect of, do you think black people feel as much pain as white people do? A lot of them said no. So even though Dr. Sims started this mess like over hundreds of years ago, that belief is still prevalent to this day. So when black people go to the doctor, especially if they don't go to a doctor that look like them, then that could be an issue. Am I saying that happens every time? No, I'm not. I'm saying that it happens too often, and something needs to be done about it. And I know it's from personal experience because that what happened to my sister. She went to the doctor. They treated her as if she was some kind of guinea pig. And then they induced her labor. Then they gave her epidural. And then they gave her more because of her size, when her size wasn't even accurate because she was full of fluid. They missed the fact she was full of fluid, even though she went to 5 specialists. None of them caught this. They thought she was just bigger than what she was. And they said they increased the doses because they thought she was larger than what she was, when in reality it was just water. So as a result, she ended up clinically dead for 13 minutes, and then they didn't even try to resuscitate her. From what I was told by one of the doctors, they were just trying to rush to get the baby out, and didn't give her any kind of CPR. They didn't give her an adrenaline shot or anything, and somehow she just woke up on her own. That's what we was told, and now as a result, her life has changed. She had permanent brain injury, and then she ended up in the probate court system where she is getting tortured along with the rest of us. The same issue happens in mental health, where they think, for instance, they figure a black woman is always angry instead of thinking we might be anxious or fearful about something. They figure black women are aggressive. When we're not being aggressive, we're traumatized. And then as a result, the probate court, instead of them seeing this and treating my sister like a human being like she should be, they totally disregard her mental health to the point where her former guardian, Charlene Glover Hogan, thought that my sister didn't need counseling after our mother died because she said, oh, she don't remember, she don't know, which that was a lie. Even if she don't remember, she didn't think that she might have a physical and emotional impact from losing our mother, even though it could be in the back of her mind, subconscious. This woman was not a psychologist, nor was she a counselor, so she didn't know what she was talking about. And then what made me mad was she was a black woman that was agreeing with racist ideas. That's what the issue was now. She could have a mind of her own and think that maybe she do need counseling because her mother just died. Instead, she's thinking, oh, she don't need counseling, even though her insurance paid for it. So it's like she wanted my sister to suffer. Then in probate court, they harmed my mother so much, they psychologically bothered her so much that she ended up physically getting sick and died from cancer. They caused me so much problems that I ended up with legal abuse syndrome. But they don't care. Instead of just backing off and doing right by my sister, doing right by the rest of us, they kept harping on, doing different things, making us feel violated, invading our privacy, invading our home, getting keys to our door so they could get in anytime they want to, doing things running down the court, lying, talking about somebody and did something to them that they didn't do. Going down the court saying that, oh, the house is messed up because the resident, when the house was messed up when the house was first bought by the trustee. Doing all these different things instead of trying to mess with our mental health, trying to break us. And the worst thing I could think of they did to try to break me and mess with my mental health was they knew for a fact my mother was dying because I told her she was dying, she had long to live. They wasted my time coming down to the court when that was a day I could see my mom because like 5 days later she died. And they accused me of being on drugs, being an alcoholic, and then they also accused me of violence, which none of which was true. And they had no proof of this being true. They just wanted to break me because they wanted to get killed isolated by herself so they could do what they want to do her, take her life, her property, and they already took her freedom. They wanted to take more from her. Because honestly, I think they get some kind of sick pleasure out of it. It's not just about money. It's about authority. It's about control. And these are some sick individuals. So they wanted to isolate Kim by taking everybody out of her life that were willing to fight for her, that was willing to help her. And they already helped kill our mom. So they figured they could break me mentally, and then I would no longer have nothing to do with the case. And for a while, it worked, because they tried stuff in 2015, 2016, when they tried to embarrass me in court. But then when they tried to do it again when my mother was dying, that didn't break me. That made me upset, disappointed. And while I was grieving, they did this. So I just decided in my mind, they're not going to stop. So that's when I decided to start fighting back. Did it still take a toll on me? Yes. It took a grievous toll on me. It would take a toll on me before they did the stuff when my mother was dying. That's why I lost my teeth. And then there's some people making silly or rude-ass comments talking about, what they say? I don't know, they're trying to be funny or whatever. And like, you sitting up here laughing at my pain when the main reason why I lost my teeth because of the stress I was going through, because of what they were putting my family through, my sister, my mom, myself. And I don't see nothing funny about that. So those comments got deleted, because that's not what this channel's about. The channel's not about for you to make your stupid jokes or make your insensitive statements and talk about the way I talk or whatever. Well, I'm here to help people out. I'm here to expose the probate court, help my family, and help other people that's going through the same thing. That's what this channel's about, to stop these people from causing harm. If you can't get on the bandwagon and you can't offer any help, either keep your mouth closed or just keep strolling. It's that simple. It's not that hard. It's not impossible just not to say anything. It's real simple rule. You don't have nothing nice to say, shut up. Point blank, period. And this goes for the people that made rude comments. This goes for people that's about to make a rude comment. Don't do it, because I will block you with no apology, no explanations, because you know what you did. Anyway, that's when my family had to deal with the mental health abuse and everything, because they had this view thinking that, oh, Black people don't need any kind of mental health, or they always say, oh, Black women strong and all this other stuff. And we are, but at the same time, we're human too. And they took advantage of that, and instead of them trying to help my family, they tried to hurt me by trying to break me when they knew my mother was dying. Trying to humiliate me with all these humiliating tests, trying to harm me or hurt me, by saying that I was trying to do something to my mother, which wasn't true. My mother did not want them in the room because she knew what they was doing to her daughters, and she didn't like it. She was no longer able to physically fight or stand that mess. So I told her no go in my mother's room. I did what Dora's supposed to do. I protected my mother till the day she died. I helped my mother till the day she died. That's all it is, point blank, period. And then they tried to break me, and it didn't work. So I'm saying this to say that, like, there's this discrimination not only on the medical side of healthcare towards Black people, but also on the mental health side, because they want to treat us as if we don't have mental health issues. Like, they treat us like we're angry instead of we're anxious. They treat us like we're aggressive instead of we're traumatized. And then they don't even try to bother to ask us what we are. They just make assumptions, or they make an assumption and make a bad assumption about you, or they try to use it against you like they did probate court and try to hurt you. And this stuff needs to stop. It's disgusting. It's harmful. And on both sides. And what really made me mad, when a Black person, the so-called guardian, or former guardian rather, tried to do this stuff along with them, she was the main one running my talk. Oh, she don't have any teeth, so she must be on drugs. Like, no, I don't have any teeth because you stressed me out so bad that I clenched my teeth in my sleep, didn't know what I was doing, and I broke all of them. I had anxiety attacks so bad to the point where I couldn't even leave the house where I have an anxiety attack. Constantly in fear of humiliation, fear of embarrassment, fear of what they're going to do to my family, and fear of losing my loved ones because of what happened or what they're doing. So it's a real thing. Like, they prey on you physically, like they did my mom, because she already was older, she already had health issues, and she already was going through some things. And then they made her so upset and stressed out so bad, she ended up getting cancer and dying. Or they prey on you mentally and cause you to have stuff like legal abuse syndrome, PTSD, trying to break you, or they'll do both. This corruption has to stop. So please, if you have any stories about it, post in the comments below. If you have any suggestions about what we could do to make things better, to make these people stop, to hold them accountable, please make those suggestions and stuff like that. But I just had to say that little comment about the rude comments I got, because it will not be tolerated on this channel at all. But please like, subscribe, and share, because the more we get the word out, the more we can help people. I have a nonprofit waiting to help people called Eyes on Probate, Action Against Abuse. I talked about before in my other videos where we basically go court watching, and if the judge or a lawyer or a public guard is not doing right by a person and they want to, we'll file complaints. We'll work to change the legislature, which we're going to work to do anyway. We'll work to get this stuff on the news, because I find sometimes if stuff don't work in court and you bring it to the public court, you bring it to the news and expose them, then things get done. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe and share.